The Police Code of Ethics. Code of Ethics are institutional guidelines used to further reinforce ethical conduct by practitioners. They are not constructed as detailed means of resolving every ethical problem, but as general principles that illuminate moral choice. There are few professions that demand so much moral fiber as policing. Police stand in harm's way, not so much against enemies with bullets, but against enemies skilled in every form of trickery, deceit, feigned ignorance, and deception. Now remember, when you become police officer, you are putting your life in danger. You are putting your life in harm's way. Hindi naman sa lahat ng oras against bullets, kasi hindi naman sa lahat ng bagay or panahon you will experience gun battles, but against enemies, mga kalaban na napaka-skillful sa lahat ng form of trickery, deceit, feigned ignorance, tsaka deception. So you have to be ready for these challenges, and this code of ethics will illuminate moral choice and will guide you in reinforcing your ethical conduct while doing your duty. So ano bang functions of these codes? Ano yung dalawang purpose ng code of ethics? Number one, nag-provide siya as guidelines sa lahat ng practitioners natin in the criminal justice, may it be a police officer or an agent of the law or an NBI investigator. As such, they constitute moral obligation that should be met and moral qualities that should be emulated. It also prescribes professional standards of conduct necessary for the ethics enlightened of practitioners if they are to lead a professional career. Ang objective ng ethics dito is to motivate workers para maging dedicated sa kanilang trabaho and to be devoted to themselves and sa prinsipyo ng honesty, fidelity, and professionalism. Second purpose of the Code of Ethics is that it defines professional behavior in the workplace. So if you are a practitioner, a professional, and you adhere to a Code of Ethics, ang result yan is that magkakaroon ng environment conducive or conducive to excellence. The word there is excellence. Alam mo kasi yung responsibilidad mo na ginagawa mo pa rin kahit walang nagsusupervise. That's integrity. And of course, at the end of the day, makaka-develop ka ng sense of pride sa trabaho mo bilang isang alagad ng batas. So, dalawang virtues na kukultivate ng Code of Ethics. Number one, public service. Ethics of public service, kasi hindi naman lahat magkakaroon ng chance to become or to serve the public, to become public service. Meron din naman kasi iba na magiging practitioners of profession as a private entity. So, it will develop the ethics of public service for those who are lucky enough to enter the service, to enter the police service or any other law enforcement service, and for those lucky enough to practice their profession in the private industry. So, we have canons of police ethics here, and we will be talking about this one by one. First is the primordial police responsibility. Ang pinakauna objective ng police natin, ng law enforcement natin is to uphold the law. Alam mo dapat ang krimen, alam mo dapat ang batas, at alam mo dapat na you are committing your life to defend and protect the rights of all people. May it be victim of crimes or the suspects or the violators. You need to uphold the law at all costs. Remember, you are not only looking to defend innocent civilians, but also looking to defend the rights of the accused. Because nasa democratic tayo, form of government. So may mga rights ang akusado that you should also observe. Second, limitations of police authority. Merong limitasyon ang pagiging pulis ng isang law enforcer. Dapat alam mo yan. Alam mo dapat yung mga limitation with the people, which the people through law have placed upon you. You need to recognize the center of the democratic system of government. So walang isang tao o maraming tao na binibigyan ng absolute power sa democratic system of government. Neither you or your municipal mayor or any other, or the judge maybe, or any other entity, not even the president. He must ensure that he does not pervert its true character. The character of being a police officer is public service, and you are a public servant. Don't get into your head that you are a ruler, that you are an enforcer, that you are the super cop, the superman of your community, and you abuse the law, and you abuse the citizens there. So the true character is public service as a public servant. Knowledge of the law and other responsibilities. So alam mo dapat ang batas. Yun ang pinag-uusapan natin kanina. Diba? Apply yourself to the principle of laws which you are sworn to apply. You are not exempted. Even if you are a police officer, you are a law enforcer, you are not exempted to the law that you are upholding. Make certain of his responsibilities in the particular field of enforcement, seeking, and of course, pag may hindi klaro na instruction, no, before you proceed to do them, you need to seek clarification sa superior mo. That's the purpose why they are there. He shall make special effort to fully understand his relationship with other law enforcement agencies. Of course, may mga matters of jurisdiction. For example, the NBI, meron silang cases na ini-investigate. The PDEA is focusing on drugs. Alam mo dapat ang jurisdiction mo if you are a law enforcer or a police officer. Not only geographically, but also substantively. Kung ano yung nasa job description mo, kung ano yung coverage yung geographical coverage ng enforcement mo, focus on them. Doon ka lang maglalaro. Doon ka lang, that to be your playground, kumbaga. And if you wanted to go to other district or to other area, do not forget to coordinate. Use the proper means to obtain ends. The policeman shall be mindful of his responsibilities to have strict selection of methods. Lahat ng methods na gagamitin mo in the discharge of your duty should be legal. Do not forget on that. Violation of law, disregard of public safety and property of the part of the officer are intrinsically wrong. They are self-defeating if they instill in the public mind and the likes of this position. You are a public servant. You are to enforce the law, not to violate them. Do not forget on that. The employment of legal methods, for example, yung pagpa-plant ng evidence doon sa possession ng isang suspect para mahuli mo yan. For example, alam mo naman na itong taong to talaga nagbibenta ng droga, so nagbaybas ka. Ang problema ngayon, wala siyang dalang, nakatunog siya, wala siyang dalang droga during the bypass. Hinuli mo pa rin, pero binigyan o nilagyan mo ng sachet ng droga yung kanyang bulsa during frisking para meron kang evidence na nakita sa kanya. That's illegal. That's planting of evidence. Although yung end mo is worthwhile, yung end mo is talagang for the enforcement of the law, to seek justice, but the employment, the method is illegal, hindi pa rin siya tatanggapin ng korte. That is illegal in the sense that you are violating the law and that you are not doing your job in relation to the procedures of the department. Cooperation with public officials. Of course, when you conduct your police activities, you need to cooperate to the police or the public officials on your area of responsibility. That is why, pag nakakandak ng raid or ng search warrant, nag-i-issue ng search warrant or warrant of arrest ang ating mga kapulisan, they would seek the assistance of public officials in the area. No? For you to be able to conduct your job without hindi ka papalpak. So, dapat meron kang coordination, close coordination with these people. He shall be meticulous, however, in assuring himself of the property under the law of such actions and shall guard against the use of his office, whether knowingly or in any improper or illegal action. Proper conduct and behavior. Ang ating mga policeman should be mindful of his special identification by the public as an upholder of the law. Don't forget on that. Pag naglalax ka sa trabaho mo, especially in your private life, pag nakitaan ka ng masama sa buhay mo as a private citizen, it would only make the people disrespect you. And not only you, but the law itself. At lahat-lahat na. No? They will generalize that all policemen are like you. So, be wary and be careful in your life as an officer of the law. The community and the service requires that the policeman leads the life of a decent and honorable person. Following the career of a policeman gives him no special prerequisite. Hindi pwede yung you can do everything you wanted to do, even if hindi siya magandang tingnan sa mata ng tao. You still have to do things that commands respect to the people you are serving. Conduct towards the community. The policeman shall be mindful of his responsibilities to the community. Alam mo dapat yan. You have to deal with individuals of the community in a manner calculated to instill respect for the law. Another thing is that you have to inspire confidence and trust from the people. She will be neither overbearing or subservient. Ibig sabihin, do not expect the people to glorify you. Do not expect the people to idolize you. Do not expect the people to stand in awe of you. Di ka naman artista, di ka naman ano. You are not a celebrity in a way. In a way like an artist, like a K-pop artist. So, do not expect the people to glorify, to idolize, to stand in awe of you. And do not expect the people to tell you what to do, to give you instruction what is supposed to be done by you. It is expected of you to serve the public. It is expected of you to become public servant. Conduct in arresting the violator. Policeman shall use his power of arrest in accordance with the law. Do not forget that when you conduct arrest, you need to uphold the rights of the individual. Because even accused have rights. Don't forget on that. Conduct yourself that will minimize the possibility of having to use force. We talk about this all the time. Ang paggamit ng dahas, ang paggamit ng lakas necessary force lang ang kailangan gamitin for you to be able to detain a person suspected, or for you to be able to execute your duty. Pag lumampas ka sa requisite na yan, that would be a violation of the law. So, whether you are handling an accused or a law-abiding citizen, you have to bear in mind that you need to give them respect the way they deserve it. Again, law violators also have rights. And don't forget on that. Firmness in refusing gifts or favors. Ito, kasi pag tumatanggap ka ng favor or gift or gratitude, maliit man yan o malaki, that would instill on the mind of the public that your influence or your capacity to discharge your duty can be influenced. Yung judgment mo in the discharge of your duties can be influenced by these gifts and favors. No? Kahit gaano yan siya kaliit, kahit gaano yan siya kalaki, you must refuse. You must refuse, or else pagdating ng panahon, sisingilin ka, wala kang choice but to give way. Remember, there's no such thing as free lunch. Impartial presentation of evidence. Policeman shall be concerned equally in the prosecution of the accused and the defense of the innocent. Don't forget on that. No? The prosecution of the accused and the defense of the innocent. So, alam mo dapat kung ano yung evidence na i-present mo sa korte impartially and without malice. Do not try to ignore, or you didn't talaga try. You shall ignore social, political, and all other distension among the persons involved. Hinuli mo yung, for example, yung pamangkin ng governor. Huwag mong isipin yun. Ang isipin mo, nakagawa siya ng violation, he has to answer for it in the law. And that is your duty to uphold the law. So, never be influenced with this circumstances, or else yung decision making mo tsaka yung integrity mo as a police officer will be tarnished. You shall be mindful of that in many situation B is the sole impartial testimony to the facts of the case. Limit yourself only with the facts of the case and the evidence found or collected at the crime scene. Doon ka lang maglalaro sa ebidensya mo at sa testimony sa facts of the case. Huwag ka nang maggawa ng ibang storya, or else that would be a violation of the law. So, impartial testimony to the facts of the case is your sole responsibility. Attitude towards police profession. Ano ba yung dapat attitude mo as a police officer? Number 1, ang discharge ng trabaho mo as is a public trust. And recognize your responsibility as a public servant. Don't ever forget that. You are not a celebrity in a way that you should be glorified. You are a public servant and you are expected to serve the public and not the other way around. He shall strive to make the best possible application of science, of course. Kaya nga may mga trainings tayo, may mga expertise tayo, may mga specialization tayo. Napakarami. Wide array yung ating training in terms of scientific methods of detection, forensic investigation, and all. And not only that, but also the field of human relation. Kasi importante yung public or PR mo sa publiko. Kung saan ka na-assign. You need to have a very good PR, public relation, to the people in your area of responsibility for you to be able to gain their trust and confidence as well as their cooperation to you. to the job that you are doing. He shall strive for effective leadership, of course, and public influence in the matters affecting public safety. He shall appreciate the importance and responsibility of his office and hold police work to be an honorable profession. Ang trabaho ng pagpupulisya ay isang napaka-honorable na profession. Because you are rendering valuable service to the community. Study and experience, through them, a police officer can acquire the high level of knowledge and competence that is essential for the efficient, effective, and effective performance of his duty. So do not forget, people, that part ng ating Dorso 10 is continuous education, continuous learning. Same with other profession and same with the profession of law enforcement. Ang pagpapalaganap ng kaalaman, ang pag-gain nito ay never ending. Never ending. The acquisition of knowledge is a never ending process for your professional and personal development as a professional law enforcement officer. So it should be pursued constantly. Just like as mga instructor ninyo, kailangan namin mag-masters, kailangan namin mag-doctorate, and kailangan namin ipagpatuloy yung aming pag-aaral at pagkakalap ng impormasyon at knowledge for us to be able to be more effective in rendering our service to you, our students. Same. Kaya nga yung mga police natin, meron silang training from time to time. In a year, meron silang 2-3 training so that their skills, their expertise will be harnessed so that, in effect, they will give service with effectiveness. They will give service with utmost competence, with utmost efficiency to the public that they are serving. So, yan dapat ang attitude mo as a student of criminal justice and as a future law enforcement officer or law enforcer.
Ano nga ba ang misfeasance? It refers to a transgression, especially the wrongful exercise of lawful authority, or acting by improper manner, by omission or commission, or improper doing of an act which a person might lawfully do. Ibig sabihin, mga kaibigan, ito yung mga maling bagay na ginagawa ng isang empleyado, or isang public officer sa kanyang trabaho. Ito yung mga bagay na wala sa SOP or duty ng isang empleyado, or public officer, ngunit ginagawa niya ito kahit alam niyang mali at hindi ito dapat gawin. Ang isang halimbawa ko dyan ay ang arbitrary detention na mababasa mo sa Article 124 ng RPC. Arbitrary detention refers to any employee or public officers who detain a person without legal grounds. So far, ang kasong yan ay papasok sa grounds of malicious and delaying the administration of justice kung ang detention ay hindi lumampas ng higit pa sa 3 araw. Next is the malfeasance. Malfeasance refers to the doing of an act which a public officer should not have done, or by means of the performance of an act which ought not to be done. Ang mga bagay na tungkol sa malfeasance, mga kaibigan, ay tumutukoy sa mga katiwaliang nangyayari sa isang organisasyon. Ang isang magandang halimbawa dito, ay ang direct bribery at ang indirect bribery na mababasa mo sa libro ng RPC sa Article 210, at 211. And last but not the least, is the nonfeasance. Nonfeasance. Failure of an agent to perform his undertaking for the principle or required by law. Or the omission of an act which ought to be done. Ito, mga kaibigan, yung mga bagay na alam at dapat mong gawin pero hindi mo ginawa. Halimbawa, si Leslie ay isang patrol officer, at habang nagpapatrol siya ay nasaksihan niya ang isang nakawan sa kanilang lugar, at nakita niya mismo kung sino ang mga taong sangkot sa nyakawang naganap. Ngunit hindi na hinuli ang mga ito, at hindi rin niya ito ini-report sa kanilang estasyon. Ang ginawa ni Leslie, ay maituturing na isang nonfeasance or hindi pagtupad sa tungkulin bilang isang polis.